from the Pons Italica racing team. The Chilean rider returned from a foot injury, which caused her to miss the last 2 rounds, and staying that in the Spanish Championship at Aragon. And Ornella Ongaro passed fit to race this weekend, the home rider, after her crash at Balaton Park, suffered a broken bone in her right arm, but she's back in action this weekend. So Maria Herrera starting as the favourite then, leads the championship by 9 points over Beatriz Neyra. It's Roberta Ponziani, the only other race winner outside the top 2 so far this season, in 3rd place, but she's around 50 points back in 3rd place in the championship, only a point ahead of Sarah Sanchez, so there could be a battle for 3rd place in the championship going to the wire as well. Chloe Jones rounds out the top 5. She starts from pole position.
Yeah, for Chloe Jones, she's also in contention for that 3rd in the World Championship, so 19 points down on Ponziani, and starting from that pole position, number 15 certainly going to think that this is a great opportunity for her and for her team as well. A little bit of talk of them expanding to a 2nd bike for next year as well, and perfect timing for them to be able to take that pole, and Chloe trying to challenge for her first race win and for another podium.
Up to the grid they come then, the first time ever here at Manicourt, the first ever French round for the FIM Women's Circuit Racing World Championship. Maria Herrera will start as the favourite from 2nd on the grid. Lucy Boudicel hoping to bring home a home victory. Chloe Jones looking for her first ever victory, starts from the outside of the front row on pole. The 26 riders move into position. The Subaru safety car will move into position at the back. We await the green flag from the marshal at the back of the grid. New ground is broken by the FIM Women's World Circuit Racing Championship here at Manicourt, their first ever French round, about to get underway. The green flag is displayed at the back of the grid. We wait for the lights to come on. The revs begin to rise. This will be an 11-lap race. Red lights are on. We're underway at Manicourt. A good start by Chloe Jones, decent start by Maria Herrera up alongside. Looks like Herrera's just got the advantage into that first corner. Herrera leads, Chloe Jones in 2nd place. Boudicel is in 3rd place. Somebody running off a little bit wide there. Looks like it's Beatriz Neyra who has come through into 3rd on the first corner, just ahead of Lucy Boudicel. Those 4 have broken away very slightly at the front of the field. It is Beatriz Neyra in 3rd place.
It was Paquita Ruiz that ran off at turn 1 there at the back of the field.
So she'll have to come through once again from the tail of the field. It's Chloe Jones up alongside Maria Herrera as they come up towards the Adelaide hairpin for the first time at turn number 5, the slowest corner on the course. Jones around the outside. She takes up the lead from Maria Herrera. Herrera might have dropped back into 3rd place there. We'll check as they come over the next timing line. Yes, Beatriz Neyra is up into 2nd place. It was Ruiz, number 46, who ran wide. She's now down at the tail of the field a few seconds back. We'll have to fight her way back through, but Chloe Jones round the outside at the Adelaide hairpin is charging away at the front of the field with Beatriz Neyra up there in 2nd place. Lucy Boudicel keeping Maria Herrera in check in 3rd place. Those quartets have broken away very slightly. Looks like it's Sarah Sanchez in 5th position ahead of Natalia Rivera, Roberta Ponziani and Taylor Relf, the Australian, rounding out the top 8 as they come through into the end of Sector 3 up through the chicane and towards the end of the lap this time. Chloe Jones continues to lead. Maria Herrera just a little bit wide there through the right-hander at turn 13. Jones starting to eke out a gap.
During the course of the weekend so far, this is the section where Maria Herrera has been very strong, down in towards the bottom of the circuit into turn 15, so you'd expect to see her try and make a move on Beatriz Neyra, and indeed just able to attack down into the right-hander at the bottom of the hill.
Battle is joined then between the 2 championship contenders. Up into P2 goes Maria Herrera. Now she'll try and go after Chloe Jones for the lead. They complete the opening lap. Half a second is the lead gap for Chloe Jones. They go into the first corner at Grande Courbe for the 2nd time, keeping pace with the leaders Boudicel and Sarah Sanchez. Then Roberta Ponziani. She was a little bit disappointed to qualify down in P8 in Superpole. She started to come through up into P5. She's got ahead of Sarah Sanchez, Natalia Rivera and Taylor Relf behind them. Mallory Dobbs and Avalon Lewis, who had a spill in Superpole yesterday, rounds out the top 10. But those 4 continuing to break away slightly at the front of the field. Here comes Sarah Sanchez back up the inside towards the Adelaide hairpin, retakes P5, 3 wide. Almost there as Rivera had a look on the inside. Jones continues to lead side by side for 3rd place, with Boudicel trying to go around the outside of Beatriz Neyra, who holds her off. It's out of the Adelaide hairpin up towards the Nürburgring chicane. Plenty of opportunities for slipstreaming into the chicane. We've got a fall
Crasher in the background. That's Emily Bondi that's gone down. She was in and around with Sonia Lloyd at the end of that first lap, so we'll see Sonia Lloyd there as well. We saw there was two crashes there, but for Bondi, that's a shame for her, and for Lloyd as well. We'll wait and see what's happened in that instant. We just saw the marshals running to a couple of bikes in the background, and let's see what happens down in towards turn 3. And yeah, you can see there's no real way to make a move through turn 3. And for Lloyd, maybe just coming from a little bit far back, it's hard to tell from that angle as well. You don't know if Bondi's ran out a little bit wide out of there as well, and maybe it's opened up a little bit of a door. But 2 riders down here at the start of this race.
We're getting notification that the 64 has gone down as well. Sarah Sanchez, who was in the top 5, she has come down at turn 9.
And that's really important for 3rd in the World Championship, because with a change of lead there with Herrera in front of Beatrice Naylor and Chloe Jones trying to fight for that 3rd in the World Championship as well, but she had led the first couple of laps and then relegated down to 3rd now.
Yes, Maria Herrera has taken the lead, so it's all happening here in this first ever World WCR race at Manicourt. Herrera leads it, 2nd place Beatrice Naylor, the 2 title protagonists up front. Chloe Jones trying to fight back.
You can see the yellow flag still out there at turn 3, but the top 4 now breaking away from the other riders just after all those incidents. Bit of a gap back to Ponziani, Rivera, and then Taylor Ralph doing a good job on the number 8 machine to keep herself in contention.
Here they come towards the Adelaide hairpin for the 3rd time, the 3 leaders together. Jones has a look up the inside on Beatrice Naylor. She's going to be mindful that Budasel is there behind her as well. But Maria Herrera just starting to make a very slight break of around 3 or 4 bike lengths now. Rivera and Ponziani battling it out for 5th place. And it's Taylor Ralph, the Australian, fighting with Justine Pedemonte, the wildcard, and Avalon Lewis in the fight for 7th place. And that's how Chloe Jones lost the lead, running wide there. Whereabouts was that? She dropped back to 4th.
Down in towards the 180 corner, and she's already been able to come back through in Budasel, but for Jones that was what cost her at the start of that lap, but she's already given herself a chance to be right back there with Beatrice Naylor, and we'll see if she's able to attack Naylor for 2nd spot as well now.
Through the sweepers at Imola, this uphill semi-chicane through there, and then up to the right-hander at turn 13. You can see how the first 4 are broken away. Jones has a look up the inside at turn 13.
This is what's great with Chloe Jones. She doesn't wait to attack, and you can see for Beatrice Naylor, she's able to try and ride it out around turn 13 down in towards 14, but Jones is going to have that line to attack down into 15, and for Naylor she's just going to have to give up that higher ground, and Chloe Jones able to come through. But unfortunately right now you can see that Maria Herrera is just able to open up those extra few bike lengths as they fight with one another.
Yes, of course, the harder they battle behind her, this is exactly what Maria Herrera wants, to be able to break away at the front of the field. Budasel giving chase still as well on the 17. She wants a podium at home on the 17. She's not yet taken a podium. The best she's had, as we said earlier this year, is a 4th place. The gap is up to nearly a 2nd now. There's still yellow flags out as they come out of turn 3. That's where we've had a couple of fallers so far. The leaders head out onto the back straights through the kink at turn 4 up towards the Adelaide hairpin. Budasel is on the attack here, trying to take 3rd place away from Beatrice Naylor. Will try and make a move up the inside. Doesn't quite get the move done. Beatrice Naylor holds her off. Herrera still escaping in the lead. Her lead gap last time through was just under a 2nd. It's Jones in 2nd place, 3/10 clear of Naylor in 3rd. Then Budasel, these 4 a couple of seconds clear of Ponziani and Rivera, who are still battling for 5th and 6th position. Then Ralph and Pedemonte are together for 7th and 8th. Lewis 9th, and Lina Villar is now completing the top 10. Looking back to see if Paquita Ruiz has recovered from running wide early on. She's outside the top 20 at the moment as the battle for 3rd starting to intensify now. Budasel is all over the back of Beatrice Naylor for that 3rd position.
Yeah, and Lucy's doing a good job on that number 17 machine, but just keeping herself in that lead group. You can see how much of a gap they've opened over Ponziani and Rivera behind them. The gap now out to 2 seconds at this stage. So the top 4, they're fighting it out for the podium positions. And Maria Herrera has not been able to break away on this lap. Chloe Jones has been able to do a good job to pull back half a second on her in the middle of this lap. So good job from the number 15.
A little bit of a slide there from Chloe Jones coming into the right-hander there towards the end of the lap into the final chicane. She's able to hold that 2nd place. This could give Naylor a bit of a run down towards turn 1. Budasel's dropped away by a length or 2, just looking on from 4th position. Now it's Ponziani who's got the edge over Rivera for 5th position. Pedemonte, the wild card, still up there in P7. So giving chase Okay, so it's over the curbs at the final chicane. Just unsettled the machine. A little bit of a moment with the front end. She managed to hold on to it, though. Nearly lost the front end.
Yeah, big moment through the final chicane there for Lucy Budasel, and cost her around about 0.4 of a second that instant. But at the front of the group, Chloe Jones with a new fastest lap of the race last time around, 51.9. So Jones has been able to pull back a few tenths of a second on Maria Herrera. And just in terms of that pace as well, it's only 1/10 of a second off the Super Pole time from Jones.
You can see the gap has come down visually there with that new fastest lap for Chloe Jones. The first lap under 1:52 in this first race of the weekend for the World WCR. Here comes Chloe Jones on the attack. The team looking on from the pit wall, the JBMotorsports squad, as the gap continues to come down to our race leader, championship leader, Maria Herrera. The gap will increase over Beatriz Naylor to 18 points if things stay as they are at the moment. Naylor still there in that P3. She'll be desperate to try and catch Chloe Jones and go after her championship rival here to try and reduce that deficit. But Jones is getting ever closer to the back wheel of Maria Herrera now through the top section of the circuit there. It's along towards turn 14, then down the hill into the final chicane. Jones on the attack. You can see from the quick lap time last time around, into the chicane they come.
Yeah, Chloe's very fast right now at this stage of the race, and on this lap she pulled up 0.4 of a second in the first sector, 1/10 of a second in the second sector, 1/10 of a second in the third sector, and coming across the line now, it's overall 0.3 of a second for the lap and a new fastest lap of the race, and 51.9 really is an impressive pace, only a few hundredths of a second slower than that pole time. So it just goes to show how much confidence Chloe Jones has. She's going to be in a position to attack. We saw at Donington Park, she's not afraid of attacking Maria Herrera, going bar to bar with her. She'll know that this is her chance to be able to win a race.
Yes, the rivalry from earlier in the season is about to be resumed, I think, as they come up towards the Adelaide hairpin this time. Through the kink at turn 4, and Jones is within range to an attack here down the inside. Is she going to go inside or outside? Herrera goes to the outside. Jones, a little bit of a wiggle on the way in there from the number 15 machine. Third place is still Naylor. They've dropped Lucy Budasel now. She's a couple of seconds further back on the 17. Ponziani still in 5th place ahead of Natalia Rivera. They've got a grandstand view of all this as the three leaders battle together. Naylor just trying to keep in touch, knowing if anybody slips up ahead of her, she's got the chance to make a move towards the front of the field. But still, Maria Herrera leads the way. A little bit wide there for Naylor through the left-hander at turn 8, the 180-degree turn. And it's out onto the straight once again, down towards the sweeping chicane of Imola. Jones still can't quite get any close. Just 0.3 of a second is the lead for Maria Herrera.
Yeah, and for Jones, she's the fastest rider in the group. Naylor doesn't quite have that last couple of tenths of a second right now. That's why she's just doing what she can just to stay in touch. But Herrera and Jones have that tiny bit of an edge over, it looks like. But Naylor, we've seen it already this season. If she's given a chance during a fight, she'll always do what she can to stay with them. So she's done a solid job in the first half of this race. Now she needs to make sure she's in a position that when Jones attacks, she's able to pounce on Herrera as well.
Jones a little bit out of shape there coming into the final chicane. Just needs to keep it under control over the curves. Taking a lot of curve there was Herrera in the lead. Over the line they come. 5 laps to go. 0.38 of a second is the lead margin. New fastest lap of the race for Beatriz Naylor, 151.87 this time through. Herrera does her personal best of 151.97. Jones a little slower that time through. Next in the order, we have Budasel, Ponziani, and Natalia Rivera. The number 20 is in 6th position. Pedemonte, Ralph, Lewis, and Vieira round out the first 10. But it's all about these three at the front of the field as they head up the rise towards the Adelaide hairpin once again with less than 5 laps to go. Jones has a look to the outside now, switching to the inside, trying to outfox Maria Herrera. It doesn't work this time around. They've got to be mindful that the number 36, Beatriz Naylor, now with the fastest lap of the race, is now right on their tails as well. She's turning up the wick. She's getting ready to attack as well.
Yeah, we know that Maria Herrera always difficult to overtake on those heavy braking zones, but Chloe Jones has good speed in her own right, and you can see how hard she's pushing on that change of direction, a bit of a bobble there in the front end, and that's given Beatriz Naylor that chance to keep herself in contention here as well. And Naylor knows that every point matters for her. She doesn't want to give up too many points to Maria Herrera at this stage with only 3 races left after this one. But for Herrera, she hasn't put a foot wrong when she's been in front.
That little bit of a slip there for the number 15 has let Herrera get away very slightly. We can see there as they came through the Nürburgring chicane and towards turn 8. There was just that slight bobble we noticed there for the machine of Chloe Jones, and she's dropped back a couple of bike lengths now into the clutches of Beatriz Naylor, who's going to try and take second place away, potentially coming down into turn 15 this time. I'm not sure she'll be close enough. She'll have a look up the inside. Jones still a little bit out of shape there, but she holds the place.
Jones just takes that wide entry to try and make sure she's able to open up those final couple of corners, and she's able to hold on to that second position. And when they come across the line, new fastest lap or personal best for Maria Herrera down into the 151s. And she's ever so slightly faster than Chloe Jones, and Beatriz Naylor still outside those 1 minute 51s in the low 52s. But for these three riders, we're into the final third of the race. We're past 2/3 distance. This is when you need to really be able to give yourself those chances.
Yes, of course, to pass 2/3 distance, if there's a red flag, then full points can be awarded. So the riders now need to really cement their positions, and Jones is going for it again as they come up towards the Adelaide hairpin. This time she's in attacking range. Herrera knows it, moves out to cover towards the outside. Oh, bit of a slide there, quite a big slide for Maria Herrera on the entry there. This could be Jones's opportunity on the exit as they come into the straight towards the Nürburgring chicane.
You can see for Maria, though, able to get the bike stopped just in time to still be able to take the bike down in towards the apex and still get her drive out. So for Herrera, you're on the limit, but you're doing exactly what you have to do at that point. This is the run down in towards Nürburgring chicane, and you've got Taylor Ralph trying to put the pressure on Piedemonte in front of her on the number 25 machine. Justine's done a good job coming in here as a wild card.
Yes, in the top 10 of the French Supersport Championship last year, Justine Piedemonte holding off Taylor Ralph, who's been very busy in the summer break with her PR company, a PR and social media company in motorsport that she runs in her off-track life, but a very quick rider is the Full Throttle Racing rider.
Just behind them as well, Paquita Ruiz has managed to get herself back into the points. It's taken her 2/3 of the race to make up for that mistake into turn 1, but having ran off the track in that opening lap, she's in the points now.
There's points to the top 15. She's currently in P15, but it shows how tricky it can be to make your way through the field, especially as all these bikes are identical Yamaha YZF R7s. They are very evenly matched indeed. As we look back at the battle between American Mallory Dobbs, Lena Vieillard, the home hero, and Avalon Lewis of New Zealand on the number 21 there, scrapping over 9th position.
Best performance we've seen from Dobbs this season, running inside the top 10 in 9th position there in the number 14 machine, trying to keep the French rider behind her. But good to be able to see Dobbs able to find something here this weekend. It's been a tough season for her.
Lena Vieillard getting a bit out of shape over the curbs at the final chicane. Very easy to do, but there's less than 3 laps to go for the WCR on their first race ever at Manicourt. Maria Herrera leads the way up towards the Adelaide hairpin. Which side is Chloe Jones going to go this time? Fastest lap for Herrera, that time through 1:51.79.
Faster than the pole time, but you can see there Herrera had to go defensive on the run down in towards turn 5. She placed her bike in the middle of the track this time, trying to force Chloe Jones to go the long way around. So she knows now that into these final 2.5 laps, she's having to defend that position. Last time around, Jones was only 100th of a second slower than Maria Herrera. So these riders have opened up a bit of a margin now over Beatriz Naylor. Naylor's not in contention. She's a second down, so she needs the riders in front of her to fight with one another and maybe draw her back in.
Yes, Naylor's just going to sit back and hope they take time off each other so she can draw up to the back of them, the rider who is second in the championship. They come up towards the Imola sweepers at turns 11 and 12. Spectacular section of circuit that is, then into the slower right-hander onto the brakes for turn 13. Still Maria Herrera leads the way.
And Herrera's good in that change direction. She pulled up another couple of bike lengths there, and Chloe Jones, that means down in towards turn 15. She's not under attack on this lap, but it's the run down into turn 5. That's where Chloe Jones needs to try and find a way through on Herrera, using the draft down in towards turn 5.
Jones with a fairly wide entry to the final chicane, trying to recoup those couple of bike lengths to Maria Herrera. There's only 2 laps to go this time. Beatriz Naylor keeping a sharp eye there from 3rd place as they come over the line. The 3 of them covered by 1.6 seconds down towards turn 1. Once again, 1st and 3rd for the 2 championship contenders, so the championship lead will double if it stays like this for Maria Herrera to 18 points. It certainly looks as though we are going towards the finale in Jerez to decide the title. Jones, a quick look over the shoulder there.
Yeah, she wants to just make sure that it is only herself and Herrera that's fighting it out for the last couple of laps in this one. And you can see on the run into 5 just how much of a draft you're able to pick up there. And on the last lap, Chloe's going to have to just force the issue down into 5 and just make sure that you're able to come through. And these bikes are quite difficult to make those heavy braking overtaking moves. The reason for that is, have a look at the front end whenever they're in those heavy braking zones. It really just crashes to the bottom of the forks very quickly for the riders, that means that you lose that bit of confidence in those heavy braking zones to try and come through on someone. So for Chloe Jones, she's going to have to just give herself that opportunity.
Roberta Ponziani, having broken away from Natalia Rivera, has caught Lucy Budasel now. There's a battle developing for 4th place. Will Roberta Ponziani be able to consolidate her 3rd place in the championship? She'll be 10 points clear of Chloe Jones if it stays like this. Jones will continue her attack on Maria Herrera at the front of the field. Ponziani continuing her attacks on Lucy Budasel to try and take P4 away. So Beatriz Naylor is rather on her own now in 3rd place, with battles for 1st and 2nd and 4th and 5th. Rivera has been left on her own in P6. Perimonte and Ralph battling for 7th. Vieira, Dobbs and Lewis fighting for 9th position as Chloe Jones continues to push as hard as she dares to try and take the lead away from Maria Herrera, looking for her 1st victory in the WCR this season. Into the last lap we go.
And it's a little bit closer for Chloe Jones. New fastest lap of the race. She's a lot closer now coming through turn 1 than she was a lap ago. That might well set something up with the draft down in towards turn 5, but look at how well Herrera is riding through this section of the track. She knows that if she's able to lead out at turn 5, it's going to be very difficult for Chloe Jones.
It certainly is going to be, but she will push all the way to the checkered flag. Chloe Jones, she was a little bit wide there coming out of the right-hander at turn 3 at Estoril. It's up towards the kink on the back straight and into the Adelaide hairpin for the last time. Maria Herrera weaves across to the outside to defend that lead.
Herrera has enough in hand right now. You can see for Chloe Jones, she's just those few bike lengths further back than she wants to be. This is Lucy Budasel trying to attack down into 5. Ponziani able to hold her off for 4th.
Yes, Ponziani looks like she's just about got P4 sewn up, unless Budasel does something very brave in the last few corners of the lap. It's looking good for Maria Herrera up front as well. Budasel tries the inside line again. Ponziani has got the speed from the wider line into the corner at the Nürburgring chicane, then into the left-hander at turn 8. They swing their way around there.
Budasel's good into the final corner though, so maybe that'll set something up into turn 15, the bottom of the hill, to make a move. You can see for Maria Herrera, this is where she was really strong a lap ago, and it looks like she's just got that little bit of a margin over Chloe Jones now, but Jones might give herself a chance to attack down in towards turn 15.
Here they come then down towards the final couple of turns then of this first ever WCR race at Manicourt. Can Maria Herrera hold off Chloe Jones for the victory? Is it going to be a 5th win for the Spaniard? Is it going to be a first ever win for Chloe Jones? Jones stands on everything coming into turn 15. I don't think she's going to do it. She's not big enough alongside. It's only a short run to the line out of the final chicane. Jones closes, but it's a win for Maria Herrera. She takes the first ever race win at Manicourt for the FIM Women's Circuit Racing World Championship. Beatriz Naylor comes over in 3rd place. 4th is Roberta Ponziani. Budasel takes 5th position, and coming in 6th is Natalia Rivera. Good results for the number 20. That is her best result of the year so far. Maria Herrera, her 5th win from 9 races this year, doubles her championship lead over Beatriz Naylor.
Yeah, we were able to see Chloe Jones on that last lap able to set a new fastest lap of the race, a new lap record, but it just wasn't quite enough for her to be able to attack on Maria Herrera. But it sets up nicely for tomorrow. Jones will start from pole position, Herrera in the middle of the front row with the great Beatriz Naylor on the outside the front row, and then Ponziani, Budasel, Rivera on the second row with the great Paquita Ruiz, Taylor Ralph and Mal Dobbs up there in the top 3 rows of the grid. And they're the riders that were all able to scrap it out in these leading positions today as well. And the one rider that missed out was Velliard on 9th position in the race. She's going to end up qualifying a little bit further down the field than those leading rows.